Hey guys, what's going on? My name's AproposRobin. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be starting off our aiming series where we go through each and every common gun in the Apex arena. And for today, we're going to be starting off with Wingman. The Wingman is kind of one of those guns that newer players don't really know too much about. And even some more experienced players may not know some of these tips and tricks. So the Wingman's kind of a more complicated gun, and I see very often that players tend to lean towards having like the bruiser or the HCOG, and yeah, that does work for some players. Being able to aim with these specific sights does help, and you may even be one of the players who uses the one time or just a single 1 to 2 time or one time hollow. Now, as I said, that does work for some players who are really good at aiming, but it is a single fire gun, so it takes I would say a little bit of training to kind of get used to. And unlike PC, we can't really do flicking, so the body of the Wingman tends to affect you if you have nothing for a sight, and that's because, you know, it blocks most of the player model, especially some of the fatter Wingman skins. This is the Death Ray, I do believe. Yes, the Death Ray, and then there's like the Sunburst and stuff that do slim down the Wingman and make it a lot easier to see your targets when you're aiming down the sight, and it's kind of a pay-to-win skin. So this is just in general for anyone with any kind of skin for the Wingman, and just getting a little bit better with it. So one thing that a lot of players may not really know about the Wingman is it's very inaccurate at hip fire range whenever you're just standing and hip firing. I can prove this by going for a headshot, and we'll go for these 10 rounds and see how many headshots we can hit from, what is this? Let's go to exact 25 meters. Okay, that's perfect. So at 25 meters, let's see how many headshots we can get on this dummy. And I did select Pathfinder so that we have his little grapple optic, and you guys can see where the center of the crosshair is a little bit better. Okay, so let's try to get headshots with these 10 rounds. So you have noticed we didn't get a single headshot out of this, and that's pretty darn accurate, especially out to 25 meters or even more. And the Wingman is not really all that consistent, so I'm going to go ahead and play dummy. And then I'm going to show you the better method. And believe it or not, it's only with one button. So you'll notice now that we have crouched, our crosshairs have now come in to a much more a much smaller acquisition circle, which basically means that the travel of the bullet is going to be smaller and within those crosshairs. So at 25 meters, we can roughly expect to hit at least 9 out of 10 for headshots. That was a perfect 10 out of 10 mag. But that kind of gives you the proof that, you know, Wingman crouch fire is going to be a lot more accurate than standing up. And it's something a lot of players don't necessarily use a lot. Now, it's harder for me because I have toggle to crouch. I got used to bunny hopping in first season where you had to have toggle to crouch to bunny hop properly. And we'll get into those movement tutorials and such for the people who may not necessarily know a lot of the movements, like wall bouncing and better wall climbs and all that stuff. But as I said, the Wingman versus standing hipfire and crouch hipfire is a significant reduction in the amount that the bullet will travel. So you just need to take advantage of this as much as you possibly can, especially if you have a nice little piece of cover in front of you. Say if we're hugging around a corner, let's go like here. Say you know that's a guy right there. You know, get ADS out on the side and just pop shots over to him. But it is really a nice thing with the Wingman. A lot of players don't really know because they don't really play with the Wingman enough. So the next part of this is going to also be flicking. Yes, you can do it on console. It's a lot harder. It's definitely not as easy as it would be on PC, because the premise of a flick is to move the crosshair to, or move the aim sight to the left, then move it instantly back to the right. The reason for doing this, so you'll see that we can see this whole body of the target on the left side of the Wingman, and if this player decided to crouch while I was aiming at his head, we would no longer be able to see what this player is doing. This player could ADS to the right, and then we'd have to crouch or move to the pull down and move to the right, or you could ADS and move to the left, pull down and move to the left, and stuff like that. So you're not really going to see what the player is physically doing, so we always keep to the left, and then we pull over, shoot, pull back. And you want to get the timing down as perfectly as possible, so I'll show you a few shots now. And I'm not very good at it anymore. I used to be really, really good at it. But with the new meta, I have not practiced it as much for sure. So as you can see, you can flick it and then get it back, and then you could still see the target going on. So if we're going for this guy. That's all it really is. And when you're doing flicking, you'll either be a right flicker, which I'm not so much, or you'll be a left flicker. You'll find out what's more comfortable for you as you play the game more and more. Sorry, my throat's hurting. You'll be able to figure out as you play more and more whether you flick to the right or flick to the left, and then you'll be able to fine tune and adjust from there. But that's it for the tutorial today, guys. If you want to go ahead and check out the rest of the series, I'm going to be posting them up as soon as I possibly can. We will go through every single common gun in the game. I'm not going to do the golden guns because they're less common, and there's really not a whole lot of training that you can do with them. The L-Star might be the one difference. The L-Star is kind of an misunderstood gun, and a lot of players don't really get how to use it. But once again, I would like to thank you guys for coming to the video and watching all the way through. If you did watch through, please do hit the subscribe button. Comment down below what gun you would like to see next. I could be doing, maybe we'll do all heavies first, then all lights, and then maybe we'll go to the energy weapons. But regardless, you guys just have a really good a night, day, morning, whatever this gets out for you guys.
This is where it ends.